send it.
Hello. Hello, hello. Hello everyone, welcome to another stream of Plane Shift. Today's Monday. It's not the easiest day of the week, for sure. I'm here. Hello. Good evening. Good afternoon. My coughing is a bit better. And I still cough here and there, but less. My voice also is better. And my fever, my fever seems to be pretty much gone. Now, probably not 100% gone, but let's say mostly gone. And yeah, so I'm feeling better, which is nice. Recovering still a bit from the jet lag, but overall, pretty good. Okay, let's jump right into it. Boom. So the good news, I can remove the sick message. Still a bit of a cough sometimes, but definitely less than before. Pam 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 pam. Para pam 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 pam. Okay. I think I have to do a bit of a cleanup of some of the songs, because I've seen that there is one or two songs that are continuously flagged. I will have to check. No, it didn't happen. It didn't happen in the last 20 or so streams. Okay, nice. So actually, maybe I deleted them already. Yeah, sometimes there are certain songs that get flagged and I have to delete them, even if they are video games songs. I don't know exactly why, but it happens. Hello, Ned. Hello, Hula. Tornado in France. Oh my god, what happened? Tornado in France today. What happened? Holy moly, 1 hour ago. Massive tornado. Holy hell. Has there been any casualties or any issues, or it was just building damage? South of Carcassonne. I see. I don't know if I can play it, because if I play it, it's automatically flagging the stream as... Oh my god! Jeez! It looks like an air elemental. It looks like an air elemental with ideas on what to do on our planet. Oh my god. Did it do damages or only scared people? Bam bam bam. No, stop. Why are you playing that? No idea. Okay, so building damage only. Okay, nice. I mean, buildings can be rebuilt, so if it's infrastructure damage, no problem. At least no big problem, right? No big problem. Yep. Okay, so the good news is that the compilation completed tonight, and the other good news is that I also compiled Plane Shift, and actually it compiled properly. I also upgraded Rider and stuff. Now the problem we are having is that when I launch the client, when I launch the server, everything works, but when I launch the client, it crashes in this area, right? It crashes in this area, and it seems that or the subsystem or the user setting, I mean, some of this is not initialized, and the fact that it's not initialized, right, seems to be a problem to me, because yes, and then we have these issues with the plugins, but this is just a formal problem. So the plugins are declared as 5.4 release, while we use 5.7, so it's just a matter of ensuring that they work as expected, and then upgrade the release number in the plugin. So that should be fine. Okay, so so I think that what is failing here is probably this get local player, right? Because subsystem returns empty. Oh, I was thinking a lot. Why so incredibly slow? I don't know, but I just pressed F10. Yeah. So user settings is null. But it is not good, because in the old release this part was working properly, right? And now we get a null user setting. Now maybe we initialized it too early, right? And this may be the cause, or the cause may be something else. So there is something we need to investigate. But definitely yes, subsystem user setting is null, right? Subsystem itself is actually valid, otherwise we would not enter here, right? So subsystem is, I don't know why it doesn't allow me to, but anyway. Yeah. Now, the fact is that I recompiled this. Let me try to do it again and see. All targets are up to date. All targets are up to date. But the problem is more that Tornado never see a so big one in France. So you mean it may happen again, is what you say. Okay, the strange thing is that when we recompile this, right? In theory, it should recompile under binaries. I think so. Under binaries, 8:24. 9:06 p.m. 9:06 p.m. Yes, it was exactly when I okay. And then there is a PS Unreal debug game. There is 6:22. Let me delete this a second. If I recompile now. Is that recreated or not? Nah, it's not recreated at all. Now I'm trying to understand why when I launch it, right? Because 9:06 seems to be okay. Let me delete this as well. So now it will override it. But the weird thing is that when I launch it from the command line, it's crashing. When I launch it through the through Rider, is not, right? In debug mode is not. So which is a bit weird actually. 9:59. Okay, so now in theory, so when I launch it like this, right? We are going through what? We are going through Unreal Editor Win64 debug game. Yes, and then that DLL. Yes, exactly, right? So when I launch it like this, what do you mean start building? Huh? What? It is very strange. Okay, so it was the DLL that was not recompiled. Yeah, but we have a problem though, right? Because now, I mean, it's true that we can launch it, but it's true that we can launch it, but we get this line. Right, And in theory, we should not get it, because if we are not initializing the input, the game will not work. So, okay, so, yes, the so I deleted and recompiled it, and now it runs. Now it doesn't crash. Now it doesn't crash, but I see this, right? And this means my input, right, is not loaded at all, right? So the game will not work. So we need to somehow fix that, right? Yeah, I'm still not 100%, guys, as you can hear. I'm still coughing a bit, but I think it's very reasonable. It's kind of good, actually. Have you had the same problem last time you tested another one? No. It's a new problem. It's a new problem. We made progress. We definitely made progress. Definitely made progress, my boys. I'm eating an apple. An apple. Action binding happened, but registration with your key map is the same did not. Bro. I mean, all of this didn't run, right? All of this didn't run. So what? Well, I think that before doing that, we need to understand where this is called, right? Is this called... it's not called. I mean, it's called by Unreal directly. It's not in our code base, right? So it means that it's in the Unreal code base. So it's... yeah. Okay. So what I mean is that it cannot be called too early, right? It cannot be called too early. And we said we said that in our case, user setting is empty, right? You know why? I'm not trusting. I'm not trusting too much ChatGPT for this. So I will ask. I will ask Claude. I will ask Claude because I trust Claude more than ChatGPT. So we will say in the main plane shift RPG project. I think he knows about it already. I'm migrating from Unreal Engine 5.4.3 to Unreal Engine 5.7.4. Okay. I already resolved all the compilation issues. And but when the client starts, right, I get a crash, right? I get a crash when calling. Now let's say I get a null point. Yeah, exactly. I get a null point. Right? When executing this line inside of inside of my player controller. Inside my player controller setup input component, right? In 5.4.3 there was no null. In the subsequent code, which actually was what? Subsequent code is the register input mapping, right? The subsequent was not null. The subsequent code was properly executed, right? While in 5.7.4 I get a null pointer on user settings, and so the next lines crash. Right. Let's see what it says. Oh, by the way, did he reset or what? No, I didn't. I tried to use the... I tried to pay for credits just to see how it was working, right? But it's completely stupid. I mean, you are... I paid like $20 to see how quick the additional credits above the quota were actually getting used. And they're getting used super quick. So it's not really worth it. At least not for a private user. Maybe if you are a company, you know, you don't care about, you know, $10, $20 plus minus every hour, right? So you don't care. But they were going on very fast, so I think I consumed like this. I bought like $20 of credits above the quota, and I consumed 18 like in probably half an hour or so. While $20 is the full is the full subscription cost, right? So for the whole month. So I don't know. I was thinking that $20 would last more, but probably it's because it's extra quota, and so they don't like it. So they don't want you to go extra quota. I think that's probably the reason. Oh wow. Model overloaded. Do you see this? Do you see this thing? I never seen it. It's the first time. First time I see it. Model overloaded. Retrying. 7 out of 10. Okay, when you reach 10, what do you do? Anthropic said they have a charity program for their products. Nice, Hula. I love that. Really? We will apply immediately. Embed 1,000 AI trained professionals to non-profit organizations across the United States. Maybe it is something different though. So they are placing people for free in companies that are non-profit to build custom AI tools, improve workflow. At least it is what it's saying. We can ask, is there a free subscription? Oh my god, the cough is coming back. Is there a free subscription for Cloud Code if you are a non-profit organization? No. There is no entirely free subscription for Cloud Code for non-profit organization. While command line interface software is free to download, Cloud for non-profit. Cloud for non-profit. Available discounts and option. Up to 75% off the paid plans. Eligible non-profit can receive a discount up to 75% on a team or enterprise plan. Well, we don't have a team or enterprise plan. We have a pro plan. We have a pro plan. We pay $20. If we upgrade to max, I mean, is max team $18 per month. So how is, no, 18 euros. Okay, so it's slightly higher. Is 18 euro per month. Yeah, so 75% off would be very nice. 75% off. How do we apply? Anthropic also lowered the minimum seat requirement for team plan to just 2 seats. Ah, you need to buy 2 though. Oh, okay. So if I do 18 by 2 divided by 70 multiplied by 75%, 18 multiplied by 2 is 36, right? So if I multiply by 0.25 is $9. So I will pay 9 instead of 15. But you need to declare you are a team. I'm not really a team. I don't know. I'm a person. I mean, we are a company, but it's only me. I mean, I can give one to someone else. Yeah, it's a good idea, Hula. It's a good idea, actually. I don't know. I will look at it. Okay, meanwhile it completed. The null pointer is expected behavior, not a migration bug. Get user setting returns null pointer unless the enhanced input user setting feature is explicitly enabled. What changed is that your project config for that flag isn't being applied under 574. Root cause. Enhanced user place specific user setting only returns a valid object if there's a system created when during init. It only creates one when this developer setting in true. Enable user settings. That flag defaults to false. If you're enabled, the value lives in config default input. During the migration, is that lost? No, I was not lost. Config default input. Is exactly in the same place, bro. Let me see. By the way, this one didn't change, right? Let me see, but I don't think yeah, no changes. So this file didn't change. Yeah, so he's really saying that this is the problem, but it's not. It's not the problem in our case. It's not the problem in our case. Yeah, enable user setting is true. Absolutely. Maybe it's just because it's at the end instead of being at the beginning. I don't know. Um, no, I don't want him. I don't want him to. I don't want him to scan the whole project because it will take too much. It will take too many tokens. By the way, today my company, my real life work company, right? We were looking at the expenses of the AI tools that we are using inside the company, right? And here there was time. No, here there was cost, right? And here there was time, right? And the graph was like this. Wait, I cannot do that. I have to do a line. Okay, line. And the graph was like this, right? In the last year. So yeah, so I mean, it came with savings, right? It came with savings for sure, but yeah, I mean, costs for AI inside companies are going up, and is there a way to really control them? I don't know. The config is fine, and the user setting class set line blah blah blah. So this isn't config problem. This means the object simply hasn't been created yet. At the moment, setup input component, run set timing change. Blah, blah, blah. Let me check the actual engine source and give you a precise reason. Okay, he found the engine anyway. He found the engine by himself. Okay. Confirmed there is a real engine behavior change, not something wrong on your project. Really? He's reading the whole source code. Wow. That is so nice. Confirmed the exact cause by diffing the engine source. There is an enhanced input behavior change in 5.7 and your config is correct and nothing to fix. The root cause. In 5.4.3, enhanced input local substitute initialize setting created the user setting object from the local player alone. In 5.7.4, a new guard was added ahead of that line. We can't load the user setting without a valid player input object because we get the save defined name from it. So initialize user setting is only ever called from player controller changed and in the controller startup flow. The ordering is player controller change fires initialize user setting, but the player controller player input object doesn't exist yet. So the new 5.7 guard early returns and the user setting is never created. Init input system then creates player input, immediately calls setup input component. Your code calls get user setting, we just return the still null cache pointer crash. Nothing runs the init between step 1 and 3, so it stays null. In 5.4 step 1 succeeded. You can confirm this in your log. The good news, by the time setup input component run, player input does not exist. Initialize user setting is now public in 5.7, so you can just force the initialization when the pointer is null. I guess my question is it the right place to do it then, right? Because so this is my code now, right? This is my code at the moment, and yes, I see the printout. I see the printout. I see the printout in the log. But my question is this is setup input component the right place to do what I'm trying to do? Right? Because I mean, we can force it, right? We can force it, no problem. But the question is, should we? Right? Should we force it or not? Should we, my boys? Force it or not? Should we? Short answer is it works. But setup input components isn't really the right home for it for two reasons. One semantic and one about timing. What this code actually does, registering an EMC with user settings does not activate any mappings for the gameplay. That's a subsystem add mapping context, which you do elsewhere. This block only job is to populate the user setting key profile so a key binding UI can enumerate and persist the maps of those contexts. So it's a prime the setting catalog step, yes. It has nothing to do with binding input action to handlers, which is the actual contract of setup input component. Two are letting console living in the same function. Why the timings make it fragile here? You have seen this firsthand. It won't even... Okay, that I understand. Yeah, okay, this I understand. Recommended placement, register on demand. When your key binding settings screen's open, that's the only place the registration is actually needed. No, but I don't want to change that now. I understand, but if I have to change where this is created, I have to do a change also on the client. I mean, on the UI, whatever. The subsystem broadcast and on-post user setting initialized. Bind it once, register it on the callback. Because of the ordering above, if the edging bold on the first and only player controller change, this delegate may never fire. Okay. Okay. The two AI anyway answer similarly. I think that so they came to the same conclusion, right? Uh, they pretty much came to the same conclusion. The difference is that Claude really analyzed the source code and pointed to the why it was different in 5.4. So it really told us, yes, in 5.4 was initialized early, in 5.7 is not. While ChatGPT kind of guessed it, right? It said, well, if it's not working, then just force, just force the user setting, right? Which is anyway a way, right, to do it. Which is basically here, right? I don't know why it's doing this. I mean, why is formatting everything so stupid? But anyway. So basically here we are forcing the initialization of the user settings. I don't know if this will actually work or it will just be a fake fix, right? So that it looks like it works, but then it doesn't. So okay, let's recompile it this way and see. Freaking cough. This freaking cough. Now, I guess that the problem will be that if we want to release, if you want to really do the migration, right, I will have to, wait, let me see if we have the same problem. If we have the same problem of the stale DLL, yes, we do. I don't know why this happens, by the way, but fine. There is a stale DLL that doesn't get recompiled, even if I have development editor here, right? So it's kind of strange. Okay, so if I start the client now, we should not get any more that error, right? So in the log, we don't want to see, in the log, we don't want to see this line, right? In the log, we don't want to see oh. Okay. Okay. He's not there. Okay, so in theory now, our input is identical as it was, right? Okay, so this should be the last issue. So let's try to, well, the last issue in terms of compile time. Let's launch also the server. It will take a bit because I actually loaded all the maps, right? So the question I have in my mind is, do I have to remake a Linux version and a Mac version just to be 100% sure that this change is not breaking the compatibility? Well, I mean, let's assume that we do that it does. Then what I can do, I will never migrate. I don't know. Maybe there are some settings that I can apply. I don't know. There was a yellow line. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay. So in theory the server is up. Okay. Okay. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Fuck. It's not loading. No. It is loading. It was just low because he was rebuilding shaders. Because he has no cache. Why? Huh? Why? Why doesn't it rotate? It doesn't rotate. I cannot. I mean, it rotates just when I click a bit, but not when I. That's very strange. It doesn't rotate the way. I zoom in and zoom out, yes, but it doesn't. I think that the inputs are fucked. It takes a lot to load, but I think it's normal considering the fact that he has 0 cache, right? And we are running debug mode. Yeah, you see that when I click on a character that I already clicked is faster. When I click on a new one, it takes a bit of time to initialize. Let me try to create a character. I think I have the audio. I think I have the audio off. But anyway. Yeah, definitely left and right doesn't work because he's also not rotating here at all. So we have a problem. We have a problem with the inputs. Okay, this seems to work fine. Okay, this seems to work as expected. Okay, nice. Okay, this seems to work. This seems to work as expected, pretty much. What is that description too? It's a bit weird. There's a description 2 at the bottom. I don't know why. Okay. Now this seems to work okay. There is no quit button, by the way. So you cannot exit from the character creation, it seems. But yes, it seems to be working. Now the input seems to be completely fucked. So it probably means that the user input that we have is not the way it should be. Let me try what happens in game. If the input is totally fucked or... Okay. GG. So trying to enter in game crashes. Ah, this can be, I think I know what it can be. Because I see that there is serialization. If he's trying to read... strange though. The server is still up, huh? Yes, the server is still up. I fear that he's trying to read a cache of some kind, right? And that cache is not... I don't know if he's trying to read something and... Yeah, but definitely is not a nice one. I mean, we can try to delete the save files. Yeah, maybe let me do that. Let's delete the window layout, right? Because it's possible that the serialization is different, right? So what it's trying to read and save is different. So that would be a kind of an issue or not? Yes, it would be a big issue actually. But I can bump the UI version, so it's going to ignore it, I think. I think. So let me delete under save games. If I delete, I think I want to delete everything. Let me just delete everything in GG. Let me delete all the save files. Well, actually, let me copy it so that I have a copy of this. Okay, I moved all the save files into another place. Yeah, we will solve that. Para-para-pam! Yeah, because now we deleted the files. And so also the audio is... no, it's crashing anyway. Ouch. I really hoped it would not crash. By deleting the files, but actually it crashed anyway, and it seems that it crashed exactly in the same place. I mean, it's not that we have to upgrade, but I really would like to, because if we stay too much behind, you know, then migrations become a problem. The failure happens when Slate is laying out an editable text widget. And immediately above that, Unreal crashes while hashing an object reference inside Slate info. So I would focus on the font style used by an editable text widget in a text box that appears when the in-game UI is created. Set a breakpoint in Slate font. Okay, we can do that. I think it's probably easier. Slate font key. Here. Okay, let's try this way. Let's try this way and see if it crashes. But we at least have one significant problem, which is the user input that is not working as expected, right? So it seems it's not getting remapped properly, or what. Now, I remember that in Unreal Engine 5.4, the enhanced input was kind of new still, right? So maybe they changed the implementation, maybe they enhanced it, and probably I have to change it as well. I have to adapt it, right? But yeah, it looks like, at least in the character creation, for example, the character is not moving. Now, there are ways to debug the enhanced input, so we can debug it and see what happens. Pum 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 pum. Meanwhile, hello everyone that joined the stream. Welcome to the stream. Hello, hello. Sorry, I still have a bit of coughing here and there, but I'm feeling better. Okay, so this one, well, we can debug, but this one will actually go through properly, as we have seen. Yeah. 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 Why I went through this? No, I mean, it didn't, right? Oh no, yes, as initialized, yeah. As initialized, yes, here. Anyway. I mean, why this printouts are different from? Oh no, is here. This one is this one. Oh, okay. And just this one, and just this one is not here. I think this one is a standard Unreal Engine. Okay, okay. Okay, fine. Should I let it go? Roboto. Yeah, there are a million Roboto. I remember that. So you're saying that there are some UI, there is some UI that has an invalid font. Now I cannot do this because it will go on forever. Okay, let's try to have it crash and hopefully this will catch it. Okay. Hopefully this will catch the crash. I mean, I think it will. Why we go through this twice? That's interesting. We go through that twice, huh? Okay, fine. We crashed already? We crashed already. We crashed already. Did we crash in the... Yeah, we crashed. So get character list. Get character list. Create a key for looking up each character. Huh? Font cache. No, but this is already null at this point, I guess. Soft line. That's very weird. I just would like to know the window name maybe or something. But is a text layout. Inside an editable text, inside a widget. Okay, this should be our widget, right? Does this widget have a name that I can recognize or not? Hello, Marcelo. How's it going? There are a few things on animation, and there are also a few things on large worlds. So they say that they are supporting better large worlds with better loading times, and I think they mentioned already a few times that they allow, if not infinite, but nearly infinite coordinates, right? So you can go as many kilometers as you want in any direction. So I think that, yeah, and plus there is the control rig for the characters that one day we will use. And overall, you know, performance enhancement. So there is not really something specific I want to use, but it's more of a maintenance release for me, right? So I want to I want to go to a release which is you know, more up to date, so we don't stay behind too much. Because if you stay behind too much, then the migration becomes very complex, right? Because you have too many steps, too many differences, too many deprecated things, and so you should never stay behind more than, I don't know, 2 years or so. And at the moment we are about 2 years back, and I feel it's time. But as you can see, we are already having problems, right? In theory, the engine is ensuring a seamless upgrade. In theory, but in practice, considering you have custom code, you have external plugins, you know, it may not work. And in fact, this is what is happening at the moment for me. So at the moment we are having a crash in the UI while building a certain widget. I don't know which one yet, but let me see if we can find the calling widget, right? Like the father widget. Draw windows. I don't know where I can find the name of the name of my custom widget, right? It'd be nice to get the freaking name. If we get any reference of any kind, because we have a lot of, right? We have a lot of I cannot open this. No, I cannot. We have a lot of windows, right? We have hundreds of windows. We have a bit of a hint here. Is a close button. We don't know of what, but there is a close button here. There is a close button. But a close button can be... No, it's not even true, because this may apply. Title. I know this is the outside window. This is the game window. Yeah, type game window. Now this is the window that is wrapping all the other widgets. So he's doing a for each widget, right? He's doing a for each, and then for each is doing. Now, can we in any way get? Can we in any way get what this widget is, right? Is a vertical box. Yeah, but I would never find it this way. I mean, a vertical box can be freaking anything. Let me try to give this thing to the AI and see if he can help me. Because, no. Can you copy the stack, please? I need to copy the stack. No. Copy stack. Okay, nice. Copy stack. Maybe one day come off that character animation system ALS. Yes. Yes, I mean it's good. I mean ALS has been good to us because basically with you know one plugin we managed to get a decent movement which looks pretty flexible. The character looks I mean the character feels like alive, right? Because it's very flexible. The animation is smooth. We can roll, we can crouch, we can mantle above objects, you know. So we got a lot from ALS actually. We got a lot, but on the other side is hard to maintain, is hard to update, is hard to change, and it's really non-standard, right? It's really not standard. So. So if you ask me, do you want to get out of ALS? Yes. Yes, I would like to. But is it easy? No, because consider that swimming, flying, you know, running, walking, I mean pretty much everything, right? Character movement is now rigged into ALS. Sitting, right? Also sitting. The emotes, right? The emotes are not ALS, but they are like integrated to ALS, right? So everything is kind of integrated now with that system, and changing it is kind of painful. It is. Yes, the segue set does not show the UMG window name because once later in the pre-patch you see generic widget, but you have the exact frame we need. Synchronized text style. The useful trick is to add later reflection metadata which in Rider is the debugger break, select the stock frame. Synchronized text style. Okay. Here. Synchronized text style. Holy moly. Owner widget. I cannot really read much out of this, but okay. Synchronized text style. Do not stay at the top. At the S editable text frame. This is the actual fading select widget. Then open the evaluate expression and try. Wait, at the S editable text frame. I mean, this is the frame, right? Select this stack frame. Yes, I selected this stack frame. What do you mean by? Open the evaluate expression. Okay. That is what it's saying. That is what it's saying, my friend. F reflection metadata. Doesn't allow me to. Get readable location actually gives me this as a result, but this get tag none. Get readable location. Unfortunately, we're not getting much. Oh wow, he wants me to add debug information directly in Unreal. I mean, I can do it. Before the code casts the font. Yes, editable text CPP. I mean, before this line, I guess, right? Get widget source object is not there. There is this though. No. He trained in the UK. First time. What do you mean, first time? He always trains in the UK. Was that a sarcastic comment? I mean, I mean, we can remove this part for now, and I can remove this part and see if it compiles with that, and see if we get any information before the crash. Why he has to format this shit this way? Exactly. Oh, thank God. But this includes this or no? Now I'm a bit lost. I don't know. I would just put it here and see what happens. I mean, without include, I guess. Then we will revert it. Okay, so what we are trying to do, guys, we are trying to add some debug to understand what is the widget that is actually failing and crashing the client. It seems to be a missing font of some kind, which for some reason was working in 5.4. I don't know if they had a different way to handle errors or what, but it was working there, and now it seems to be not working, right? So let me just be sure that I delete the binaries, because I don't want to run something that then... no, even if we are running in debug mode. Okay, so I need the server up because the crash actually happens only when I'm in game, so... What the fuck is going on here? Wait. Why saying that these modules are missing or built from a different engine version? Nah, there's something happened. I don't know. That was always confusing to me. I think it's because the editor can be run in debug mode or not, and He has actually two different two different set of DLLs, and he's trying to recompile it, but I don't know, it's always a bit confusing to me. Okay, we should be good now though, at least to do the test. So now it will crash anyway, but hopefully we will have all the debug, right? We should have tons of debug. Even if I don't see it here. Did we print it out with a warning or error thingy? Yes, with a warning. So in theory, we should already have this editable text meta, for example, eh? We don't have it. So it's not printing anything. Why? That's kind of strange. Come on, can you open this window? Why is not printing anything there? Yeah, the server is still loading because I have all the levels. That is why. Okay, we crashed, but I don't see the print. Ah, yes, the printout is here. Okay, so okay, is the win chat actually? Is the win chat? Okay, so we have the information. So now, okay, so we know that is the win chat actually is an editable text box input. Do we have the name of? Well, I mean, I think we have only one, by the way. I think we have only one because well, it could be also the. Okay, well, that's good thing to know. Okay, let's launch the editor and see for whatever reason. I mean, it sounds a bit weird to me that our chat doesn't have a font. Sounds a bit fishy, huh? Meanwhile, hello everyone that joined the stream. Hi, how are you today? Welcome to the stream if you just joined. We are trying to upgrade our project from Unreal Engine 5.4 to Unreal Engine 5.7. So this is what we are doing, and we are encountering some resistance as expected. Nothing new. Nothing new. Okay, let's open the Win chat. And let's see if there is any. So the problem is that this Win chat is made of a million pieces, right? So including because here in the log we don't really have a name, right? we don't really have a name, right? So he's saying, well, let me copy paste it again. Maybe here. And we see if we read anything more in here. Canvas chat, canvas stop, canvas chat. Ah, there is a path. Huh? Ooh, that would be very nice. WC container, canvas top, canvas chat, WC decoration, canvas, sides box, overlay 2, overlay, win chat, grid chat window. Okay, wait. Grid chat window, yes. Overlay 1. Yes. Border input sides box. Yes. Horizontal box, scroll box. Scroll box, editable text. Okay, which by the way is the only one that's here. But no, I was thinking that it could be also this one where we print out the text, but for a different channel. So what he's saying is that this one does not have a font, but it does. So how do we proceed from here? So inspect the font. Font object, font family, typeface, font material, outline setting, outline material, and font size. Font and outline. What we have, my bra, is this. Font and outline. I mean, there is not really much. I mean, unless this typeface light doesn't really exist for this family, I don't know. But this is what I have. Size 11. I mean, I can try to reset this light to something else, but Robotolite, Robotolegural. I don't even know the difference, by the way. No, there is actually a difference. Font material, none. Outline material, none. Will allow set to 0. So we not suspect the serialized slate info itself. Most likely it's font object reference than the material. This is not good, huh? That is not good. By the way, this robot of font, I mean, one thing that I never understood, right? This robot of font, it doesn't exist, but it works, right? Which is something I never understood, right? Because if I reset it, right, to something else, right? I mean, it's not selectable, right? It's not selectable. I understand, but the problem is that I need this one, right? So I understand what you're saying, but first of all, I have 1 trillion. I have 1 trillion windows and in boxes like this, right? So if I have to reset it everywhere, it will be a real mess, right? A real mess. Can I launch the client normally? Yes, I can. Well, maybe not. I don't know. That's a stupid error anyway. I mean, if the engine cannot find the font, I mean, it should not crash, right? It should tell you. It should, I mean, I'm okay if he cannot render it and so he exits, but it should at least give you a printout saying cannot load widget blah blah blah, you know, because blah blah blah. While it's just crashing without any information, which is weird. And I think it will happen again for all the widget potentially, but so that's a bit scary. Pam pam pam. Hello, the Moon Traveler. Hey, welcome back. Sometimes just recompiling the BP fix the serialization. Yeah, I have 800 BP, so what can I do? Clicking one by one. I mean, there is a compile all BP here somewhere that I already tried, but it didn't redirect the this command, right? It didn't redirect properly the log, and so at the end I ignored it. But probably I should do this. Is this thing? Maybe I should have a way for it to actually print out the log in a proper place. This minus log seems is not working. I don't know why. Maybe it's not minus log equal, but it's something else. Minus log. Yeah, probably the format is wrong. I should probably do it like this: minus log and then log equal. While here I have minus log. Yeah, I think that thing was wrong. I think it should be like this probably. I can try to run it again and then we can scan the... Because this in theory should recompile all the blueprints and tell you any problems, but I don't know if compiling blueprints equals... so probably not. Equals wrong serialization of stuff in the U assets, right? So anyway, we will see. At the end we will win, but at the moment we have at least 2 problems, right? We have at least 2 problems in the migration. At least 2 problems. Okay, we crashed again, which was expected, and is exactly in the same place. So the pure save and reset didn't help. Okay. Okay. We can set this to a different font, but seems a bit weird, right? Let me see if there is anything else. Font family, font face type, size, letter spacing, skew, font material. I can go with regular, right? Not light. I can go with typeface regular, but you know, I need I don't know why when you save the UI you need to stop the server, right? Is the server reading the UI? I mean, why? Why the server is locking U assets that are UMG widgets? That's so weird. But anyway, it does. Anyway, it does. Fine. Yeah, we also have that problem of the plugins, but that's just a version check, so it should be fine. Okay, so we go with regular instead of going with light to see if it makes any difference. I would be surprised if it does, but you never know in life. So at the moment we are crashing on the initialization, so the low level initialization of Slate on an edit box, which probably is also the first one that is trying to initialize, right? Because I don't think he initialized anything else before. I don't know. Yeah, but probably yes, because here we have the skill, the tab inventory. Yeah, initialize the other windows, I think. But it may be the first one where there is an edit box. Maybe. Maybe the first one with an edit box, yeah. It's not a custom edit box, it's a default. It's a default edit box. I mean, it's not something that we built, right? So it's a standard Unreal Engine edit box. So I don't know. I'm keeping this breakpoint just to remember that we have to remove all those weird debugs that we added, right? But yeah. Where is it? Here. So for example, this is an edit box, right? The one where I enter my login, and it's not crashing there, right? It's only crashing when I enter the game and I initialize the wall window, which is here. Yeah, it's crashing anyway. Is it crashing in the same spot? Let me see. Chat, win chat, editable box. Yes, is actually crashing in the same place, which is very, very strange. How can we get more information about? I mean, the AI is suggesting to reset the font that I did, to resave that I did, and to change from light to regular just because, right? I think I have the Roboto font also on my login window, no? Because the login window actually has an edit box, right? This one. Yes, this one is an editable text box, right? And this one is what? And this one is also an editable text box. So it's the same object, right? It's the same Unreal Engine object. Let me just see my login window, what kind of font he has. He has a Roboto default. While here we have a Roboto regular. Default does not even exist in this list. Interesting. How can it work if it doesn't exist? Okay, we can reset it. Well, wait a second. Before resetting it, if I type something, does it change? That's weird, huh? But anyway, if I reset default to regular, did it change? No, I don't think it did, right? No, it's identical. So default maybe points to regular. Okay, but just for fun, 1 second, let's set this to but I have the same problem everywhere, I guess, right? Yes. So I have a typeface in some of these fields that in reality does not exist, which is, and it does not crash, which is kind of the fun part. While the other one, which in theory is correct, it crashes. Does the chat window has code to change font? Yes. But it's changing the sides. Yes, there is code that is loading the font settings, because you can make this font bigger or smaller, and oh fuck, the comments are, oh wow, it's different. What? The comments are different in 5.7. It's a bit weird actually. It's very hard to read. But anyway, is this kind of gray I prefer the previous one personally, but anyway, maybe I will get used to it. Are the graphs different? Somehow. Well, no, they look the same. Yeah, it's the first time I open a graph in 5.7, so yeah, this comments, yeah, is transforming this into comments, which is interesting. Okay. Do we have code to change the font? Yes, we do. We do. I mean, we have it in a million places, I guess. We have it here. Set edit box font size. Editable text input box. We get the font. No, we get the style. And from the style, we break this thing. This thing is not connected, which is kind of interesting. Material is stencil. So this probably was added later. And maybe if this is wrong, right? Material is stencil. Slate font info. And so now in my BP, when I try to set the font, that's not set. Can this cause the crash? Probably the answer will be yes. Okay, so we set it, right? Obviously we need to have it the same. Now, I don't know in how many other places we do this though. That's the problem. I mean, I think it's everywhere we create a slate font. I think it's easier if we search probably. If we search make slate font everywhere. In our 929 blueprints. Because that will be wrong everywhere, right? I mean, this thing bothers me a lot though. So this means that any structure, right, that has been modified, this bothers me a lot. I mean, it can be anywhere in our code, right? It can be anywhere. I mean, not just this structure. I mean, any structure, right? Any structure that has one additional attribute, we are not setting it properly, right? Jesus. That's very scary. Why here we were not setting anything? Where are we? Set the font size for all messages contained in all panels. Why we don't? Maybe this one was even before. Because consider our project is coming from Unreal Engine 4, right? 4.17, I think it was. So some of these graphs, maybe this attribute were not existing at the time, and it always worked, right? And And we never updated it. But yeah, in theory they should all be set the same, right? So there is no reason why they should be different. The only thing that we want to change here is the font. Uh-oh. What happened here? Yeah, you see that? Yeah, you can see it here. You see this graph? You see this graph? This thing was like this, right? So it means or we were completely crazy, but I don't think so. Or the structure was shorter before, right? Was way shorter before. So all this stuff has been added later on to the engine, and we didn't fix this. Yeah, that's very pop. Okay. What the fuck is this? What are we doing here? The pin sides on node breaks late font doesn't match the type of A in int float conversion node has to be inserted. I will not touch it. I will not touch it. I will not touch it because I don't want to break it, but probably I have to convert, I have to do the multiplication to float before and then truncating after, right? I don't know why I'm doing the truncate here, but anyway, I don't want to redo the calculations now and the reason why I did it. If I did it, probably there was a reason. So if it works, I don't care. This was the last one? No. Why the last one doesn't exist anymore? Oh no, because it's below. Yeah, so this problem was multiple places. So if now we save everything, we check out what we have to check out, and we restore, at this point, we restore our Roboto light. Otherwise the players will go crazy. Say, no, you changed the font of the chat. The most used feature in the game. Yeah, I know. I mean, it was just a leftover. No, put it back. Players will kill me. Font. Roboto light. Anyway, it was not this, right? It was not this. Okay, let's see if the AI says yes or no. The AI is saying no. Probably not by itself. Material stencil is just a boolean, and in 5.7 default is false. Oh fuck. So it said it was false already. Pity. I had a lot of hope in this. I had a lot of hope in this, but probably has nothing to do. Can it be any cache, any stupid cache? Any stupid cache? Like that, like that Unreal is caching somehow Unreal is caching somehow the widget. I don't know what it may be caching though, but and he's reading an old cache and is messing up. I don't know. I'm a bit out of ideas at this point. I mean, we can disconnect. We can disconnect completely the set font, right, in the blueprint. If we want, we can do that. So that like this code is never executed, right? I can remove completely this part, so it's not. Anyway, the change that we did is a good change, right? So if this default ever changes, now we are getting all the defaults the way they should be. So, or if this font is set differently, you know, we get it. So I think the change we did in Blueprint is anyway a good change. So that's fine. But if we still get the crash, if we still get the crash, that's the problem. The dungeon file is giving an error. The dungeon file is giving an error, huh? Hey, it depends if the serialization, because we are serializing objects. So it depends if the serialization is the same, by the way. Yes, we crash exactly the same. So that change didn't make any difference. Chat window, editable box, editable text box. Wait, is it exactly the same as before? Wait a second. Scroll bar. Why I see like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scroll boxes? Probably is only one. Huh? Horizontal box. Horizontal box. Yeah, but there is only one, so so sides box, horizontal box, scroll box, text edit. Sides box, horizontal box, scroll box, and here is putting the CPP lines, and then edit. No, is that 100%? Is that 100%? And we are crashing. We are crashing on. We are crashing on this cached font data. Illegal name null block. Can we check the log and see if by any reason, maybe there is already, by any chance, there is already some information that tells us that there is a problem? I don't know, maybe. Can we search for error here generically and see our font and see if by any chance error failed to load cursor? Nah. Failed to read file. Okay, that's fine because I deleted it. No, there is no other error. Let me try font. Took a second to synchronously load lazily loaded font Roboto Light. Yeah, you see that is loading Roboto Light anyway. I mean, it's saying load lazily, which may mean asynchronously, even if it's saying synchronously. I don't know. He's lazy, but he's synchronous, which is a bit weird, but fine. Font service, font cache, flush requested, roboto regular, default font size. Yeah, this is our code, which is actually setting the size of the font. I don't know. At this point, someone said, what do you mean on the internet? You did a search in the internet. Someone said the fix is don't set a new style to the input box, but get the input box and get the style. I think I'm getting what I'm doing. I think the only place was here, right? I think this was the only place, no? Or there were other places? No, that was the only place. So this is the only place. So there is set edit box font size. So it's getting the editable box, is getting the style. So it's doing get input box, get style, and then you're saying set member in style. Set member. I mean, we set style. Set member. Cannot type. You can set member. Set member in editable textbox style. What if set member? Huh? What does it do? I mean, it doesn't take the... Huh? No, I don't. Oh fuck! I did something stupid. I don't know how to use it. I mean, this is taking this by reference, right? So this at this point is the style, right? Is the style, it's because it's by reference, which is a bit weird for blueprints, but anyway, it is by reference. But now I cannot set this, right? Because this is not by reference anymore. So if I mean, how do I change this? I mean, how do I don't understand how to use it. In theory, is this, right? Is my text style, but I mean, I can break it, but if I break it, then what? I mean, I can break it, okay, I have my thing, but then I need to... And I think that all of this is not by reference anymore. So here is just copied into a new, it's just copied into a new structure, right? So, I mean, why they fucking break this? I mean, it's insane. Ah, Jesus. I mean, setting the font size. Okay, let me copy that into the AI. Or I can ask Claude. Claude is way smarter than ChatGPT. But it costs me more tokens, so that's an issue. It still crashes. No, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's, wait, let's do this. Let's do what I said, right? So let's remove the, let's remove this. Let's remove this for a second, okay? So we don't execute this piece of code, right? We don't execute that piece of code, and we see if we don't crash. Just to have the certainty, right? That is that blueprint, that is really this part, right? That is crashing, just to be sure 100%. Because at the moment we don't know, right? At the moment we don't know. So let's do this test first. So we have 100% certainty. That's the problem. Could be a bug. Bro, I selected 574 exactly for that reason. Because it's been patched 4 times already. I said it still crashes. Someone said, then I copied your text. And I said, can you verify the internet this claim? I mean, if there is something in 5.8 that we can backport, I can backport it. But Jesus, I mean, at least the UI. Yes, I found a report that matches your case, the Osmos exactly, and the workaround you were told is real. U571. It was in 571. They patched it 4 times after that. Well, 3 times. But anyway. Even with an empty default, edit text box style cause an immediate crash when the widget is constructed and compiled. Multiple users reproduced it. More importantly, the user posted exactly the workaround you described. They reported this avoids the crash. Other user confirmed that it stopped the crash for them. This is important for you specifically. If you currently have something like set style, my custom style, remove the set style call entirely. Instead use get style, set member. Then if you currently store your desired style in an editable text box style variable, you break editable text box style, set member in editable text box style. Ah, as an input. Huh? In the detail panel, expose the members you need as pins. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. How to make a simple thing hard. I think I can actually ask Claude to fix it. Because I think Claude can do it. It's loading more. It's definitely loading more. It's taking a lot to load, but it's normal. We are in debug mode. We are in debug mode and we are probably in the biggest level, so... Yeah, it's loading, at least it looks like. It's preparing textures, preparing shaders, preparing meshes. $701, 700, yeah, it's going down, but it's gonna take a lot. 690. Yeah, because it's a new run, right? I never executed this in Unreal 5.7, so... But yeah, it seems that the crash is actually gone, yes. I mean, I'm really tempted to ask Claude to fix it in the engine. Yes, we loaded in. We loaded in game. We loaded in game. I don't know why part of the geometry is not loading, but I think it's still, yeah, it's still building shaders and stuff. Like those gray boxes in distance, they should not be there. I think they are trees. Victory! Victory! Okay. Can we move or not? Yeah, we can actually move. It's interesting. The FPS are awful. Okay, they become better now. Can we roll? Yes, we can roll. Can we mantle? Yes, we can mantle. Pretty good. You can mantle like that as well. I mean, we can, but I don't want to consume too many tokens because I need them this week, probably. But yeah, I think Claude can fix it. I'm pretty sure he can. I mean, considering the reasoning he did before, that he just decided to read the... Hello?
What are you doing?
I'm trying to break it. I'm trying to break my game in any way possible. That is what I'm trying to do. And yeah. Why is Z fighting like a boss like that? Is he fighting what? Is he fighting the landscape? You see this flickering? I didn't see it before. Suspicious. I don't know, maybe it was already happening and I never seen it, but seems strange because this part of the city I walked like a million times in this part of the city, right? And I never seen it. I never seen it. It's happening here as well a bit. I mean, we can do a run around and see. If we find anything weird. Like this completely black house. But this can be because I did not recalculate the lights, right? With the new engine. So maybe the light maps are slightly different, I don't know. I mean, we have to retest pretty much everything, but... I mean, it's really flickering everywhere. Look, it's flickering there as well. Do you think it's flickering on the landscape? Like the landscape? No, the landscape is pretty low. You see that there is quite some space, like 10 centimeters between the road and the landscape. So I don't understand what is flickering for. I mean, what is the flickering coming from? I mean, let me try the old game 1 second, because now I'm curious. Maybe it's always been there, I just never seen it. I don't know. There is the release game. There is the release game in 5.4. Yeah, obviously is night. When you need something. Zero flickering. I mean, it may be the light map. It might be the light map because I didn't recalculate the lights. So it may have a wrong. But anyway, no, it's not happening. It's not happening in production in any possible way. In production, it's not happening. Same place is the same road, same place, same road. Okay, now here I'm in a different place, but can I disable static lights completely? If I do allow static lightning false, what happens? Nothing. I don't know, this flickering is weird, but it can be the static lights, but it's weird. It's very weird. It's very weird. Do you see it, by the way, or not? Yeah, I think you see it. It's very weird. Oh my god, it is insane. Here is insane. Here the flickering is super strong. I don't know if it's a landscape issue or it's a... And it's only at a certain angle, right? Because if you walk like this, there is no flickering. Bah. Okay, let's make a list because it's starting to become something, and I have to go because it's super late. Okay, let's make a list. The list is Unreal Engine. I'm starting to feel that it's better if I keep the current engine, but anyway, Unreal Engine up. But one day we will have to upgrade anyway, so we cannot stay on the same forever. So we have these problems. Problem number one: character does not rotate anymore in the character creation. So it seems that enhanced input. Enhanced input is not working as expected there, but works in game, right? Because in game it actually works. So it's a bit weird. That is a bit weird. But anyway, there is one problem. The second problem is the is the set font. By the way, did we say that we? Because the point is, why it crashes only here if in reality we check this, right? And we use it in many other places. We use it in many other places. Right? Set font, get font. So why it doesn't crash in all these other places? That's a bit strange, huh? Well, maybe if I say hi, it will crash. Bah. It's a bit weird because we do the same, no? Get font. So isn't this the same as what we do there? Message. Read the variable of font. Ah! Here we are reading the font, we are not reading the style. Well, maybe because it's not an editable box and so it's different. Yes, fuck. Because these ones are not editable boxes. These ones are text boxes. That's a bad news. So we cannot... yeah, that's probably why I did it this way. So we cannot set font on this guy. No, that's why. Would have been too easy. So you cannot set font on, which is ridiculous, by the way. You cannot set font on an edit text box, right? But you can set font on a text box, and if you do, it crashes now. Okay, guys, I really need to run though, because it's past midnight here. Tomorrow I have to work, and also today was my first day of work, and so yeah, I have to go. I mean, my first day of work after vacation. So anyway, yes, and the other problem is the flickering. So now let's list the problem. The second problem is the font is what? Is the crash on WinChat set style on edit box. And the third problem is the flickering, flickering on the ground, on the road, on the plaza road, right? Check with check again after recalculate static lights, whatever. I hope it's that, but if it's not that, that is a kind of a deal breaker for me. I mean, I cannot ship a game that is worse than what it was, right? So just to upgrade the engine. I mean, this flickering is annoying, and I think it will happen in other places. Yeah, for example, it's happening here as well, right? A bit. I mean, you cannot really see it much, but it's happening here as well. Can I disable grass somehow? Grass enable false. Can you do it? Fuck, why every setting doesn't do anything? Grass enable false doesn't do shit. Why? Grass enable 0. Okay, it did it. It did it? It did it. It's still flickering without... It's still flickering. It's still flickering without... I don't know if it's a problem with the landscape. But it doesn't flicker here. Well, it flickers a bit on the stairs, but... I think the stairs it always flickered, no? That is the real game. No. Well, a bit. No, it doesn't. Well, minimally. But no, it doesn't flicker. Well, here it flickers like a boss. What the fuck? If I disable the dynamic lights, flickers anyway. I don't know what is going on, but this flicker is very weird. I hope it's the static lights recalculation, right? Maybe if we recalculate that. I mean, it flickers everywhere. Also here, here. Flickers fucking everywhere. I'm positive is the light recalculation. I'm kind of positive, actually. I mean, it's impossible, right? That basic geometry. Wait, I need to drink. Or I will die. I need to drink something or I will die. Fanculo. I hope that tomorrow the cough is gone. But anyway, it seems to flicker. Fuck, I don't have my thingies because I deleted it. For example, on this material, it doesn't flicker, right? So, it looks like there are materials that flicker and materials that don't. Maybe it's a material property of some kind. Maybe it's a shader, but we don't. Yeah, it flickers here a bit. Not much, but it flickers. Okay, I will recalculate lights and see. Fuck. Okay, guys, I think I'm going. So thank you for watching. Sorry for the coughing, but I'm not completely healed yet. I hope I will be tomorrow. So thank you for watching. Bye bye, and I will see you tomorrow evening, 9:30 p.m. European time as usual. We will see if we can fix these 3 points, and we will do more testing in game just to see if stuff works, right? Like for example, mounts, right? Seems the answer is yes. But anyway, we will do more tests just to be sure that stuff is working. And yeah. Goodbye. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. And thank you for the help. It's been helpful, Moon. Thank you.